So on this test we're adding fractions but with the same denominator. For all our fraction work, the most important thing, if we're doing anything with them, is to make sure that the denominator is the same before we add them. So for these ones it is, and that's great. So I've got 3/5 add 1/5. And we've talked about fractions before. The first thing I said is if you're unsure, it's always useful to draw them, so it doesn't have to be really neat, but I could draw some fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I've got 3/5. 1, 2, 3/5, and 1/5. So altogether that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4/5. 4/5. If I'm doing that just with the numbers without the pictures, I can see that the denominator is going to stay the same because I'm working in fifths. So it's fifths add fifths. So the denominator is going to stay the same, and I'm just adding how many fifths I've got. I've got 3/5 here, add 1/5 is 4/5. I'll do another one. So if I did 3/4, add 2/4, I could draw it if I need to. I can do a circle. It's into quarters in 4. I've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, so altogether I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/4. Or if I'm just using it with the fractions, I keep the denominator the same, so that stays as 4, and I've got 3/4, add 2/4, so altogether that gives me 5/4. Once we've got to this part, we've already looked at simplifying fractions or changing improper fractions to mixed numbers. So I'm going to just change that one if you can. If you can't, don't worry, just leave it as it is. But if you can, I know that this 4/5 is exactly the same as 1 and 1/4. So if you can change it, change it. Okay, so that's adding with the same denominator.